Hi guys, welcome back. I am Stu and this is Grand Glacier for Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic. A glacier-filled valley is yours to develop into a theme park. Your objective to have at least 1,500 guests in your park at the end of October year 3 with a park rating of at least 600. So fairly straightforward then. This would be the valley and this obviously is the glacier. Quite a tidy sized park then. A lot of space. The area of the glacier is fairly flat. It's got some changes in height all the way along it, but for the most part it's flat. So that shouldn't be an issue then. We've got free admission, so we're charging for the rides. Let's have a look. We've got quite a few transport rides. Not a bad selection of gentle rides. Quite a few coasters, loads of coasters in fact, more than we could possibly build, and a good selection of thrill rides. Got splash boats, it's a good money maker. Some water rides, we might put one down at the beginning because there's a nice bit of water there, and some shops. We haven't got a drink stall. We've got coffee, but will that be enough for them? So I think what I'll do then, I'll put my research into shops because we've got pretty much everything else. 1,500 guests, 3 years, that's not a huge amount. I want to try and maximize the glacier for flat rides, so I think what I'll do then is I'll come up and I'll build something like either an 8x8 or a 12x12 or something like that, grid all the way along, and then I can build my flat rides in between. I can lay down a lot of shops and then see how we go from there then. It is July year 1, so at the beginning of the park then I've got some bumper boats. Not bad excitement on that for what it is. And then for the paths then I settled on an 8x12. So it's decent enough space for flat rides without making them too crowded. Easy to organise the staff as well. Easy to zone them on that. Money wise, we're not doing brilliantly, and we're almost up to our loan limit, so I'm going to need to put down something to make us a bit of money. So I'm thinking of a couple of coasters. I'll start off with one, maybe a wooden mine train just up here, and then we can use the money from that to build a second one, and then hopefully then the money will start rolling in and then we can just carry on as normal. It is October year 1, so I finished off the first one. That's this one here with the red outline. Good excitement on that, and then I've used the money then for the first one to build the second one. That's the blue one. It's raining at the moment, so there's no guests joining the queues for it. The money isn't rolling in as quickly as I would like, but it's coming in just enough for me to progress building something else. We did have splash boats at the start, so what I'm thinking then is that's usually a big money maker. So if I put my money into building a splash boat, I'm thinking somewhere around here, because there's a nice hill that I can use to get the height, and if we're building up onto the hill like that, that'll save us a bit of money in construction. To make a bit of extra cash, I think what we'll do is we'll switch off research, because we're only researching shops at the moment, so there's not really a big problem switching them off. So I'm going to crack on building a splash boat, and that should bring the money rolling in. It is May year 2. We've got over 1,000 guests in the park. We haven't had any issue with guest numbers so far. The only issue we've had is with money. I think in hindsight it would have been better to put down a roller coaster or two earlier. before we went almost up to our loan limit. So with the splash boats then, what I like to do is I like to have an exit station at the bottom. That way then, after the ride is finished, the guests can get off, and then the boats, the empty boats then, can go back up to the entrance station. So when the guests ride it, they're just riding the exciting parts, not the boring parts. So it's not bad excitement. It's a very simple design. It goes along the contours of the land to save a bit of cash. Nice long steep drop there, and then back to the station. So the money's starting to increase, so that's good. So what we can do now is we can use that money then just to carry on with the rest of the park. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look to finish off building some rides in these, and then I'm going to start on with the roller coasters. It is October year 2, so we've got a nice car ride here, something for the kids, and then just up here then we've got an observation tower, a twist, and a few more shops. After that then I built this wooden roller coaster. So it comes out of the station, the chain lift goes up the hill, around the bend, down, through the mountain, back up a few bends and back to the station. It's good excitement on that. And then just here then I've built a stand-up coaster. There we go. So we can watch the stand-up coaster. By their nature they are quite intense, so I like to keep these fairly simple. Brake run there, and then block brake and back to the station. Not bad excitement on that. And we've got a wooden coaster we can watch. Nice bend. Back around, brake run and back to the station. Nothing complex, nothing too big, because money isn't rolling in. I mean, we're doing alright at the moment, but not as much as we'd like. Not enough anyway to splash out on some big coasters. So we've got 1,400 guests in the park. We only need another 100. We've got another year to do it. We shouldn't have any problems at all. It is October year 3, so I've spent more time than I should have building this inverted coaster that's just going into the station. I lost track of time, and then when I realised that it was almost October, I didn't have the 1,500 guests at the scenario once. So what I've done is I've just made all the flat rides free, so that'll keep a lot of the guests in the park, because I looked at the guest complaints, and at the time the number one complaint was that they were running out of cash. That was up to around 100. So making all the rides free, or most of the rides free, what that's done is all the guests that were leaving the park because they've run out of cash, they'll see a ride that's free and they'll think, oh hang on, I'll stay and I'll ride on that. So that we should be fine for the 1,500 guests. Park rating is a little below maximum, but that's fine. We only need, what do we need? We only need 600. So that's fine. We're up to 900 and something now, so that's good. Okay, so what did we do then? When we came in, we put down these bumper boats just down here, and then we started building some flat rides. So I've gone for a 12 by 8 grid, because I wanted to maximize the glacier in the middle, because that was, well, it's not completely flat, it was a lot flatter than the surrounding land. So I've put down my flat rides on there. So we've built up, and then I think when I got to just up by here, I was starting to run low on cash. So what I did then is I built these two wooden mine rides just over here. Good excitement on these. So I built the first one, that allowed me enough money to build the second one. and then after the second one then I was still a little low on cash, so I froze research. I switched research off, and then I used all my money then to build this splash boat just over here. Not bad excitement on that. That started bringing the money in, and then after that then I was able to finish off the flat rides and then start building the coasters at the back. So we're over 1,500 guests, so we're going to pass this scenario no problems at all. We've already looked at these coasters, but just a quick refresh. There's a wooden coaster there, good excitement, and the stand-up coaster there, good excitement on that. And then, so what else have we got then? We've got a junior coaster just down here. So there's a Baby Yeti. Not bad excitement for that. It is a junior coaster. It is a win-win. If you get really good excitement, you can brag about the excitement. If it's not that great, you could just say, oh, it's a junior coaster. It's something good for the kids. But just something quick and simple. That's all you really want. Very simple design. There you go. And then just up here then I built this mine train. So it's good excitement. It comes out to the station, down around, and then up the chain lift. Around the bend into the first dip. Up and around a few bends. Down, brake run underground, and then back to the station. Nothing complex on that one. And then let's see, just the other side then we've got a bobsleigh coaster. Again, nothing outrageous with the design. With these you have to be careful not to have them going too fast over hills or around bends, as they can fall off, but you're okay with helixes. As far as I'm aware, it won't crash on a helix. So that's what I've used here, and then a nice drop and a brake run at the end, just to slow it down. Oh, I got some sick there. Let's drop a handyman down. That might be why the rating's a bit lower than what I'd normally expect. And then just at the end then I built this compact inverted coaster. So it's not bad excitement. I did struggle getting the end, building the end, so I've just built this flat piece here. So it's just leaving the station. We should have enough time to watch it going round. So up the chain lift into the first dip. Nice drop down, back up, around the bend, another drop, a couple of loops, fast bend, inline twists, back, straight piece because it was difficult to finish, and a brake run, and back to the station. So it should be, no, not quite yet, almost Halloween. Okay, so Grand Glacier then. Not the best scenario. It wasn't bad. I think in hindsight I would have been better off building some sort of small coaster earlier on, because I did struggle in the first couple of years with cash. Not so much the first year, because that was just building flat rides, but certainly the second year I struggled with money. So it would have been nicer to be able to build some better coasters, because we've got a lot of hills, so it would have been better if I had the money to be able to build coasters all the way along these hills, and we've completed it. Other than that, it wasn't the best scenario. It's certainly not the worst. Probably one that we'll forget about relatively quickly. So I'm not really sure what else to say. It's yeah, it's a sort of a very medium scenario, very average scenario. Mediocre is probably the word. Not difficult, so you won't remember it because of that. It wasn't too easy. It wasn't garishly ugly, so you won't remember it for that. I don't know, it was distinctively average. Okay, so I am Stu. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Any questions or feedback, drop them in the comment section, and I'll see you next time. Bye.